Subscribe to my channel Report Stock.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We always try to dig into things, find those nuggets that help you feel really informed. Today, we're plunging into the latest from Casey's General Stores.
Right, the Q1 fiscal 2026 results just dropped.
Exactly. And our mission really is to unpack what's behind their, pretty stellar performance.
And what it tells us about the convenience store game overall, it's always changing.
It really is. And Casey's, they didn't just meet expectations this time. They kind of crushed them.
They really did.
So, okay, let's unpack this. First off, the headline numbers. Casey's delivered earnings of $5.77 per share.
Yeah, which blew past the estimate of $5.01. That's up, 19.5% year over year?
That's right, a big jump. And total revenues, also strong, came in at $4,567.1 million.
Again, beating the forecasts and up 11.5% from last year. Pretty impressive top-line growth.
It is.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just, a fluke. It feels strategic. You've got growth firing on all cylinders inside the store, outside the store.
And a lot of that driven by expansion, right? The new stores.
Absolutely. Adding over 200 new locations, that's a huge factor. It's not just tacking on stores, it's deliberate market expansion that seems to be working for them.
Okay, so let's drill down into that. Inside sales first, because this is where it gets really interesting for anyone watching this space.
Definitely.
Total inside sales jumped, get this, 14.2% year over year. That's $1.68 billion.
Wow.
But the key metric, I think, is inside same-store sales. That was up 4.3%.
Which is crucial. That beats the expected 3.6%.
And it's way up from the 2.3% they saw last year. So it's accelerating.
Exactly. It shows underlying strength, not just growth from new square footage.
So what drove that bump inside the stores specifically, beyond just more stores being open?
Well, it looks like their focus on prepared food and dispensed beverages is really paying off.
The pizza and coffee effect.
Pretty much. Whole pizzas, bakery items, things people really associate with Casey's now, plus strong non-alcoholic drink sales.
And that hits the bottom line nicely, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Inside gross profit climbed 14.8%. And their inside margin was 41.9%.
41.9%. That's a healthy margin.
It really is. It shows they're pushing items that are actually profitable, not just selling more stuff. It's about profitable volume.
Gotcha. Okay, pivoting now to the other big piece, fuel.
The pumps.
Fuel sales dollars increased 7% to $2.73 billion. But the volume story is even bigger.
Right. The gallons sold jumped, what was it?
A massive 18%. Up to 911.8 million gallons.
18% volume growth is huge.
And even same-store gallons were up 1.7%. So more traffic at existing locations, too.
And critically, they manage that volume while maintaining profitability. That's key in the fuel game.
How so?
Well, they actually nudged their fuel margin up slightly to 41 cents per gallon from 40.7 cents last year.
So selling a lot more gas and making just a tiny bit more on each gallon.
Exactly. It shows smart pricing, good sourcing probably. It's a balancing act, pushing volume without killing your margins. They seem to have navigated that tightrope pretty well this quarter.
Okay, so strong inside sales, strong fuel volume. How does this all add up financially? The bigger picture.
Well, it translates into robust overall health. Look at EBITDA.
Right. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
That increased almost 20%. 19.8% to be exact, hitting $414.3 million.
And the margin expanded too.
Yep. The EBITDA margin grew by 70 basis points to 9.1%. That's a solid improvement in overall profitability.
Now, expenses did go up, right? Operating expenses rose 14.6%.
They did, but you have to put that in context. A huge chunk of that, about 10% of the increase, was simply from running those 221 new stores.
Okay. More stores, more costs. Makes sense.
And like everyone else, they're dealing with higher labor rates too. That's part of the story across the whole economy.
Fair point. So connecting this performance to their outlook, what are they telling us about the rest of fiscal 2026?
Management seems pretty confident, projecting continued EBITDA growth between 10 and 12%.
Still planning on opening new stores?
Yep, about 80 new stores planned for the year, so continued expansion.
But some moderation expected.
Exactly. This is important for you to keep in mind. They see inside same-store sales growth slowing a bit, landing somewhere between 2% and 5%.
Okay, still gross, but not the 4.3% we just saw.
Right. And same-store fuel gallons, they expect that to be basically flat, maybe slightly down. The range is -1% to +1%.
Interesting. So maybe a sign that the core growth is maturing a bit.
Could be. It suggests that their strategic moves, the new stores, the focus on high-margin food and drinks are going to be even more vital going forward to keep that growth engine humming.
Right. So let's sum up this deep dive. Casey's put up really strong numbers in Q1.
No doubt about it.
Impressive growth, especially in prepared food inside the store, and huge fuel volume increases outside.
Driven by that strategic expansion, adding stores, and also just really effective merchandising, focusing on what works and what's profitable.
It definitely seems like a well-executed strategy.
Which leads to a thought-provoking question for you, the listener, to chew on. Given Casey's success shifting more towards prepared foods, beverages, this diversification, and they're still expanding physically even while the outlook for same-store fuel gallons looks kind of flat, what does the strategy signal? What does it suggest about how convenience store chains like Casey's might evolve? Are we seeing the blueprint for the next generation of C-stores here?
Subscribe to my channel Report Stock.